Good morning, guys. Trollkin here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in once again. And yep, I said good morning because I just woke up and I ran to the computer to do a card review of the new Mythical Island set. So it is official. It is out. You can collect and open the packs now. You can do new events, you can do new things, you can get more hourglasses. So much to do in the game now, finally. It's very refreshing. I opened up one pack this morning because I was just too excited. We're going to do a 50-pack card opening later, but today I just wanted to do a quick video of reviewing every single card in the set and what to look for, new synergies for meta, yeah, so I haven't taken a look other than the 15 cards that were released like a couple days ago, so we are going to jump straight into it. But before we do, if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate your support. Sorry guys, it is still early in the morning for me, but yep, so before we go, let me drink my coffee. All right, and then we're going to get into it. So a lot of new cards to go over, a lot to do, so we're going to jump straight into it. I'm using Poke Beach because they actually did a great job of assembling all the cards in like a slideshow manner. And we're going to start off with the new Execute. Now, when I reviewed this card, because it was one of the 15 that came out, I was like, well, it doesn't really need like ramp to it, but apparently there's a new Executor. So I mean, Execute 50 HP, 1 energy, and it ramps for 1 green energy. And then it evolves into the new Executor. Let's take a look. 130 HP. It has cool artwork, by the way. 1 green, 3 colorless, psychic for 80 damage. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, so it's much like the Alakazam. Higher damage on the front end and 10 damage less on the back end with another energy commitment. But that's okay because it ramps. I think this will see some play considering you have a lot of decks that rely on, EX Pokemon with probably like 3 to 4 energies to hit off their like big attack. So yeah, I think this is arguably, because with Lilligant to ramp it a little bit, this is actually pretty good, pretty good. Yep. I really like this. Yeah, so on to the next one. So Celebi EX. Yes, all right, cool, awesome. I was wondering, so this is the second mythical Pokemon in the set because it is Mythical Island, Mew being the first one. Celebi EX, 130 HP, a grass-type Pokemon. Powerful Bloom for 1 grass and 1 colorless. It does 50x. Flip a coin for each energy attached to this Pokemon. This attack does 50 damage for each heads. Ooh! Okay, so we have a new flip mechanic. Yeah, because no one ever counts the energy. So you get to flip 2 times if you just use the attack. And then, yeah, so you can just keep on adding energies to it. And then you could have more chance of doing more gem. Wow. Dude, that's really good. Yeah, has a lot of threat. It could also hit for nothing. However, if you have enough on here, chances are you hit for at least 100, 150. If you have 4 or 5 energies, I would think you would do like 150, which is like the exact amount of energies. Like, let's see, Charizard, right? Or Mewtwo EX does 150 already. And you discard energies, whereas this just relies on the energy to do more damage with the coin flip. Yeah, I think this will definitely see some play. It'll be great in some grass decks. Definitely good with my Lilligant deck that I like, because Lilligant ramps and adds energy, so you can just keep on adding energy to Celebi, which is really good because, at a certain point, if you're ahead in the game with like Lilligant's like ramp attack, then you kind of just add energy, and then you have no benefit. But this adds benefit to that deck because you could just keep on having more chances to do 50 damage. Yeah, very excited to play around with this deck. Hopefully I get it. Cool, Celebi EX. Then we have, now we have the Snivy line. Okay, so we saw this already, 70 HP, Vine Whip for 40. Now we have the second line, Servine, 80 HP. Also, Vine Whip for 50. Okay, so you don't commit more energy to it, but it does get stronger by 10 damage. Okay, now let's see. Oh, we have an ability. Superior, 110 HP. Okay, so I remember in the game, Superior actually being more like it was a tanky Pokemon. But 110 HP is kind of low. Ability Jungle Totem. Each grass energy attached to your Pokemon provides 2 grass energy to this effect. That's what? Wait, it doesn't stack. Oh, so if you have 2, it doesn't stack. Wait, so for every 1 energy, it counts as 2? Wait, so if you have 2, does this work with Celebi then? Because if you have 2 energy attached to this Pokemon. Okay, so it does. It's not attached. Okay, so it doesn't synergize with Celebi. However, Venusaur becomes viable again. Like you only need 2 energies for Venusaur's big attack. You only need 2 energies for his Solar Beam. That's a lot of value. That makes Grass very, very threatening this meta. Wow, dude, what a broken ability. I mean, yeah, it doesn't stack because, like, then it would be like, what, it would be 4 energy for every one, so you only need 1 energy on each grass Pokemon. Yeah, so I'm glad that they made it so that it doesn't stack. But yeah, that's a really really strong ability. Oh my gosh, yeah. So this goes good with any grass deck. Really, you add maybe a 2 line of. I wouldn't say 2 line, maybe a 1 line of because it doesn't stack. If you just are putting Superior into your deck for the ability, you only need like 1 line of it, and then you kind of build around the other deck. Yeah, dude, strong card, very strong. Makes grass very threatening this game, this meta. Awesome, dude. I love it. I love it. So Morlul, ram for 20. We saw this one too, and then it evolves into Shinotic. I'm sorry. 90 HP, 2 grass energy, 1 with Superior. Your active Pokemon is now asleep. Okay, cool. So yeah, awesome. So it's a cheaper, slightly more fragile version of Wigglytuff without the EX, right? Wigglytuff EX. It's like 3 colorless, 80 damage, goes to sleep. This one's a little faster. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I could see it definitely seeing some gameplay. It's better than Frostmoth for water. Water, I think it also has 90 HP, but only does 40 damage. It instantly sleeps for 2 energy. So, yeah, I could definitely see it like being used in some grass decks. If you want to go the route of status effects. So next we have Delmise. Oh yeah, we reviewed this card. Yeah, so now it makes sense. Like, if this Pokemon has at least 3 extra energy attached to it. Okay, so that doesn't synergize with Superior then. Because I actually have to test that out. I'm not sure because if it counts, I mean, let's see. Each energy attached to no provides 2 energy. So it's not necessarily attached to it. Okay, so it doesn't synergize like I thought it would, but still Superior's ability is really broken. Yep. So we went over this already. If you have 4 energy on it, it does 90 damage. It's like decent. Bulky, basic Pokemon. So we have a new Ponyta. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 30 more. So for 1 for 40, 10 if you miss. Yeah, for a basic Ponyta, to add to fire decks. Pretty good. With Blaine, I think Blaine only does Rapidash. But yeah, decent. Rapidash 100 HP, fire Pokemon, 1 fire, 1 colorless, 40 plus with Rising Lunge. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 60 more damage. Okay, so yeah, 40 damage for 2 is like respectable. It's like decent. And then you have a chance to do 100 with the coin flip. So yeah, it's good for those like mid-range decks that Fire has right now with like Vulpix and also Rapidash. But I think this Rapidash might be a little better. So that'll definitely see some play. Stoked about this one. This art is ridiculous too. Look at that. That is cool. Awesome. So next, the Magmar we already reviewed. Yeah, with Blaine, this is also very awesome. I feel like you add Rapidash and you make a Blaine deck, right? Because it just has such high output. If you actually use the Blaine card plus 30 damage, this does 110 then. No, this does 130 then for 2 energy if you get the coin flip, and this just does 120 with Blaine. But you discard 2 energy. But it's like really really good, like mid-rangey. Uh, One would argue like a little more aggressive because a lot of the other decks need some time to set up. So yeah, I feel like Fire's got some good cards this round. Well, we saw this Larvesta with Combustion, but I don't think we saw the Evolve form. Okay, Volcarona. Oh, God, I always say these names wrong. Volcarona. Yeah. Volcanic Ash, 2 fire, 1 colorless. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 80 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. At random, or do you get to pick? This attack this was the damage. Yeah, no, it's random then. Okay. I don't know. Discard two. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like discarding two energy to do 80 damage to a random Pokemon, or if you get to choose or snipe. Mm, I mean, it is the highest amount of damage that you can snipe with in the game so far. 30 being with Substrika. So maybe you add this to a deck if you're being really aggressive, right? And they're switching out their Pokemon, and you can snipe in the back row Pokemon that took like a little bit of damage, and you want to knock out an EX Pokemon. So it's like situational, right? It'll definitely see some play. But I don't think right away. I think it'll be like one of those off meta decks that um, you can even do a snipe deck with like Zeb. I saw one the other day with like Zebstrika, Greninja, Hitmonlee. Now this will add to it, so a lot of energies to involve. But like two discarding two energy is rough, But to do 80 damage to a bench is really strong, so you kind of shut down anything that they're building up in the bench. So it'll definitely be like an off meta deck. I feel like with a very like situational attack. So then we have Salandit, Venoshock, 60 HP fire Pokemon, one colorless. If your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, this does 40 more damage. So 1 for 50 if it's poison, 60 when it takes the poison count damage. Yeah, so this will be probably mixed in with a Wheezing deck, right? And then it evolves into Salazzle with 80 HP, fire Pokemon, Poison Claws. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poison. Okay, cool. So a little counterproductive. Honestly, I would have loved it to see it backwards, right? If Salandit did 10 damage for poison, and then this had 30 plus 40 for this attack if it's poison. That would have been like a little better. But I believe it's because it has to do with the lore, right? I believe only female Salazzles are available in the game. Like I remember in Sun and Moon, they only evolve into females, I believe, if I'm correct, and these were the males, right? So them doing the Slazzles doing more matriarchy work, I guess. I don't know, but yeah. So I guess that's why it's backwards because of the Pokemon lore. Yeah. So I mean, I think like for the gameplay, it would have been better if it was backwards, but for the lore, it's actually kind of cute. So next to Magikarp, 30 water energy, one, sorry, 30 HP, one water energy leap out. Switch your Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Okay, so basically it's just like runs away. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, basically, just like in the game, in Pokemon Red, you're using Magikarp to get Gyarados. So we have a new Gyarados in EX form too. 100 HP, very bulky. 3 water energy, 1 colorless for Rampaging Whirlpool. Does 140 damage. Text looks a little weird though because there's so much underneath it around here. But anyway, discard a random energy card from among the energy attached to all Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. Oh, okay. So it's a like little bit of an expansion from its other form with Hyper Beam, right? Hyper Beam did 100 damage and only taking energy from the active opponent or the opponent's active Pokemon. So yeah, this one takes energy away from everything, including the Gyarados. So it it's very punishing. Very, it could be good with like like honestly like a lot of water cards with like a lot of high energy commitment is good with Misty, right? So if you get this off really early in the game and then they can't really accelerate into anything and it just locks down the deck. So it's like it only works if you get Gyarados EX out early enough and you Misty correctly, right? Other than that, like it's gonna be like hard to get it over. Still a cool card. Like I would love to make a deck around it. Honestly, like pretty crazy ability just to shut down everything else. Um, then we have the Vaporeon. Oh yeah, we went over this. Yeah. This ability is really broken. Yeah, you could just move energies as much as you want to all over the place. So yeah, we'll review this card. Not gonna go over that too much. We have the new Finneon. Water gun, 60 HP, 20 damage, and it evolves into a Lumineon. 80 HP water Pokemon to water energy Aqualiner. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Okay. All right, so we're seeing some snipe action going on with Volcarona. Volcarona. Ooh, I got it right. Cool. And yeah, so add this with your Greninja deck. Doing 50 damage to anything in the back, in the bench side, even your active spot is pretty strong. 2 for 50 is always like, already good. It has low HP, but, yeah, so, for those snipe decks to be paired with Greninja, pretty cool. I like it. Next we have Choodle, 80 HP, 2 energy, 1 water, 1 colorless for 30 damage, and it evolves into Dreadnought. I remember in the game, like I was like I wanted that Pokemon because it looked cool, but like its stats were like okay, like in the actual like Game Boy game. 130 HP, pretty bulky. 3 water energy, flip a coin if heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, so it's like Octoclops, right? Or I forget that. Like the one fighting octopus Pokemon. Um, oh wait, no. Discard energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, no, that's not like that. That's pretty good, actually. If you get the coin flip, it's actually pretty decent. But other than that, it's like kind of like MIDI. It's very bulky, so you're not gonna be retreated. It's just gonna sit there up front. Yeah, it's like nothing too special, honestly. I would have loved it if it had less energy or no coin flip to add 1 energy, right? If it was like 4 energy and it guarantees it, that would be really good. Kind of like Gyarados' Hyper Beam. So next to Cramorant, in the online Pokemon game, pretty broken Pokemon you see a lot of play. So we have 80 HP, water Pokemon, 2 water energy, 1 colorless for dive, flip a coin of heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage from and effects of attack done to this Pokemon. Okay, cool. So it's basically like Dugtrio's Dig, right? Except for Dugtrio's Dig is 1 energy for 40. This is 3 for 60. And it's a basic Pokemon, so it doesn't need to evolve. Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely see some play. It's pretty good. Shuts down. It's like has protect on it as well. Like it just protects itself. Um, yeah, yeah. I think it's like really good for like super hyper aggressive decks, or it comes in like really clutch, right? Like if you're behind and you're like, oh god, I just need Cramorant to like prevent some damage for 2-3 turns, so you'll be able to set up. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good. So next to the electric Pokemon, we have Pikachu, 60 HP. Oh yeah, wait, we reviewed this already in my other video. Yeah, so basically it's like the EX Pokemon, but a baby version of it, right? Instead of 30 damage, it does 10 damage for each of the bench Pokemon that are electric. And then it evolves with a new Raichu. Yes, we have a new Raichu. Cool. All right, so 120. Giga Shot for 60 for 3 electric energy. That's kind of... This attack also does 20 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. Okay, so that is why they made blue. That is why they made blue. Wow. That's really good. That is really, really good. That's broken. So that's why they made blue for Raichu. I was wondering. I even like went over that in my like one video. I was like, dude, they're probably gonna like add some type of a lot of bench sniping, or a Pokemon that does more damage than Articuno's Blizzard. It does 20 damage less, but it adds 30 damage to the benched than Articuno. So yeah, very strong, dude. This is gonna. Oh god, Electric doesn't need any more help, dude. They're already so good with Pikachu EX. Oh, all right, cool. But yeah, I'll play one anyway. This directly gets added to all your, because to Lieutenant, it synergizes with Lieutenant Surge too. This is gonna be so good. This is gonna be the new like top tier deck, like if not the top 3 decks. That's just ridiculous. Oh. Sorry, guys. I need to take a sip of some coffee. It's still early in the morning. Yeah, cool. Awesome, dude. That's ridiculous. I love this card. So on to the Electabuzz. 70 HP, 2 energy to 1. This attack does 40 damage to one of your opponent's players. So yeah, a lot of sniping in this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cards plus the Raichu. Yeah, so yeah, we have a lot of sniping in this set, which is actually pretty cool. Makes blue viable finally. So you need to run 2 of blue like standard now instead of Sabrina's. Honestly, I would just. Oh man, this meta is gonna be so wonky in the beginning. I'm gonna love it. Yeah. So yeah, great. It's one more energy than Zeb Striker, but for that one energy, you get an extra 10 damage, which is pretty cool. And you just kind of like mix that with God, it's so broken, so busted. All right, so I'm definitely gonna make that as a deck. Speaking of which, we're gonna do a theory craft, or not theory crafting, because the set's already out. We're gonna do some crafting in stream. I want to see if I have time today. Actually, probably after I do this video, I'm gonna jump on stream, open some packs, and do some things. All right, so next we have Joltik, Bug Bite for 30. Okay, basic, low HP, and then evolves into Galvantula, Galvant or Galvant. All right, Gavantula. So 80 HP, Electro Web Junior opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. Okay, so like Arbok. For 10 more HP, yeah, or 10 more attack, or 10 more damage. Yeah, so it's exactly like Arbok. Pretty cool. Yeah, does it really need... Actually, you know what? This actually does lock down some stuff, so yeah, pretty good. Detonate. We saw this in the full art version, so yeah, 10 HP, or sorry, 10 damage, 60 HP. Flip a coin to paralyze, pretty standard, nothing too special. And then we have the so if you completed the Pokedex for the genetic Apex, you got the immersive art version of this Mew. Now this Mew comes out as a rare in this set, so you could so it's basically the same side report, 20 damage, 60 HP, and your opponent reveals their hand, so it's like a hand scope with damage on the back end. Pretty cool. Now the Mew EX, we went over this. I still want to touch bases on a little bit. Psychic, I don't know. I haven't seen the cards yet. It's kind of better now with Mew EX, but it needs some support. So hopefully, like in the next couple cards, we see some cool things for a Psychic Pokemon, because I feel like they just don't really see much play other than Mewtwo EX, which is just like ramp acceleration. They don't have any like. It's very like the Psychic decks have been very two-dimensional. So Sigilif. 80 HP, Spike, draw 1, Psych, draw. Okay, so it's like a Meowth. Alright, some card draw to Psychic, which is also very good. Alright, so there you go. We're already seeing some things that they could do now, other than ramp with Gardevoir. Okay. Yeah, I mean, basic Pokemon comes out, you start drawing cards. Card advantage is always very strong in the game, so, I like it. Next is iGym. We're going to go with that. 60 HP headbutt for 20. Okay, not bad. For basic Pokemon, it's actually pretty decent. Psychic. And evolves into Beheeyem. 90 HP Mind Jack. 10 plus. This attack does 20 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Oh, okay, so it's like also a baby Pikachu, but baby Pikachu EX. So 2, 4, 6. So what? 70 for one? Wow. Okay. Yeah. Really good. Yeah, I like that a lot. So it's potentially do 70 damage with a full bench. I think with all the benched stuff, the meta, like when you're playing, you shouldn't be loading up your bench Pokemon right away. You should be holding back a little bit. I already feel like, once you load up your bench with all your basics or even your fossils, right? Fossils are also very susceptible now to a lot of damage, which is scary, right? So be cautious of setting everything up all at once. Do 1 or 2. You will at least want like one empty spot now, I feel like, because the bench is getting punished this meta with this set. We now have Flabebe. 40 HP, Hypnotic Gaze. Okay, cool. So we have a Jigglypuff in Psychic. Awesome. All right, so we have some things. Hypno is unfortunately now like irrelevant. An ability to sleep every turn is cool, but now that we can do some sleep damage or we can put things to sleep right away, beginning of the game is really cool to stall out a little bit. And then Flabebe evolves into Floette, 70 HP, Leaf Drain, 40 damage, heal 10. Okay, cool. Well, that's different. right? So we got to sleep, right? And then we can heal if we take any damage, which is pretty cool for 40, is also quite good. And then Floette evolves into Florges. 120 HP, 2 psychic energy for 80. Heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. Oh, wow, cool. Awesome. Yeah, nice. So you have a potion on attached to this Pokemon with its attack. Very much like Butterfree's ability. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. So we got sleep, right? We got heal yourself, and then we got heal everything. Cool. I love that line. Like the design for these cards are pretty cool in terms of the ability of the attacks, or what the attacks do. Really cool. Good job on the people who actually made this line. That's really because you have a lot of value out of this, right? And a lot of options. That's really cool. So, Swirlex is next. The Pokemon with 60 HP. What is this Pokemon? This is a cotton candy Pokemon. I remember. I remember this is when Pokemon started to do like some weird things. I believe this is from X and Y, right? Because that was also Klefki was in this set, or in the generation. But anyway, Fairy Wind 20 damage, pretty standard with 60 HP. Going to Slurpuff. Magical Shot, 2 energy, 60 damage, 100 HP. Yeah, I mean, that's nothing special. We have like cards like these already in the Genetic Apex set, where it's kind of like just raw damage and nothing special. So that was Psychic. Psychic looks pretty good. Pretty excited about it. It has some options. I think this Floret line is the Florius line is like pretty has some potential to do some things. So off to the fighting Pokemon, we have a new Mankey. This is the third Pokemon in the set. Look at that art, dude. So cool. So dope. 50 HP, 1 energy for 50 damage. Flip a coin if so yeah, very much like the Haunter with less HP. Flip a coin, either it does 50 or does nothing. Pretty good. Pretty strong. And then if you evolve it, then you guarantee 50 damage for 1 energy. Alright, cool. Yeah, yeah, that's actually a pretty good line. Arguably the other Primeape, where the Mankey does 10 damage to itself, and then when Primeape is damaged, it does 100 damage, is better, but this one's just fast and aggressive, right? Because, yeah, yeah. So it's like whatever you want. If you want to do like hard, like more damage, or you want to commit energy into other Pokemon while Primeape is in the active spot, then that's up to you on what deck you build. So Primeape is kind of like that line where we have 3 of right now, or we have 3 different Mankeys rather, and 2 different Primeapes. That whatever you need, it's there. So very good, like it, pretty cool. Ooh, we have a new Golem line. All right, cool. This is interesting. So Geodude for 70 HP. We have 2 second, guys. 70 HP. 1 fighting energy, 1 colorless energy, 30 damage. Yep, pretty standard. Nothing too special there. Then Graveler. Okay, so we don't have to add more energy for 10 more damage, and you get 30 more HP. And then Golem, 160 HP, very bulky. Guard Press, 3 fighting, 1 colorless, 120 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage. Oh, okay. Wow. That's good. That's good. Um, Brock affects Golem, so yeah, that's really good. So you can get there pretty fast with Brock. Yeah, you can do Graveler too, and then you Brock into when you Golem, then you Brock, and then you add the 2 energy, and then you're gonna be hitting for 120 and taking 30 less every single turn. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that's kind of like what fighting needed, like a little bit of like a damage exclusion, right? Where you not necessarily heal, but like it takes less damage. It makes sense. It fits their like kind of overall like mystique to the card, or flavor, of the card. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. It'll definitely see play. People will like build a lot of decks around this, I feel like. Moving on to Aerodactyl EX, we talked about this. It's broken ability. If you mix this with Victory Bell, right, you bring in things that they're trying to set up in the bench, and it just locks them down, and you kind of just take them away. So we're not going to go dive deep. We're not going to we're not going to dive deep too bad into the cards. Sorry guys, it's still early. I'm just kind of doing this video on the fly. Mars Shadow, we also talked about. I like did a pass on this. Like I don't think this will see like any play whatsoever. It's so specific and situational. Like I'm not a big fan. And then we have Stone Journer, 120 HP, 3 fighting energy, 4 mega kick for 90. Yeah, I mean like there's nothing too crazy about it. It's like a pretty basic Pokemon. So okay, on to darkness. Type Pokemon. Put one random coughing from your deck onto your bench. Okay, cool. So it tutors directly onto the battlefield. First time we ever had anything with this ability. Pretty cool. All right, cool. So it just makes your deck thinner. Excited to see what Wheezing is. So we have a new Wheezing at 110 HP. Still the same, I believe. 2 darkness energy smokescreen for 50 damage. During your opponent's next turn, if the depending Pokemon tries to use an attack, your opponent flips a coin if tails. Ooh, okay. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. So it forces the opponent to do a coin flip just to do damage. Now so you have to do 2 coin flips to make if you have an attack, right? Let's just say like the Celebi we went over, right? You need to coin flip the how many heads, you do damage. Same thing with Flick a Tongue and on and on and on. So you're forcing them to do it again on top of that, and if it hits tails, then all their damage just goes away. Awesome. You can have both. I would honestly run 2 of the different Weezings, right, in this deck. Like if you make a darkness deck with Weezing into it and like Arbok and everything, you would add one that does the poison with its ability and this one to kind of like shut it down, because then they just take damage from poison, then you hit for 50 with smokescreen, and then they kind of get like locked down. It's really Team Rockety stuff right there. Cool. I love it. Definitely gonna see some play. So we have Purloin in with 60 HP, scratch for 20. Basic Pokemon, nothing too crazy. And Lipard, yeah, slash 1 for 40. I mean, yeah, that's, pretty standard. Nothing too crazy stuff. Venipede, 60 HP, ram for 20. Whirlipede, 90 HP with Poison Sting. Okay, so you don't have to commit any more energy, and it becomes poison. It's a good evolution, actually. Like I like how when they're evolving, they don't have to commit more energy. They just get better, which is actually really cool. And then Whirlipede evolves into Scolipede. 140 Venoshock. If your opponent's Pokemon is poison, this does 70 more, so 120. Okay, so yeah, that's a great line, right? Start small, right? Basic Pokemon, Poison Sting, poisons it now, and then you evolve and you add an energy, and then it benefits from the Pokemon being poisoned. Yeah, so I love that line. I love when card designers make something like that where there's reward, right, to evolving your Pokemon, and you slowly see it get better. It adds more flavor to the evolutions. It's the point of the game, right? As your Pokemon evolves, it gets better. I like that a lot. I think that's something the other set was missing, because you just had to add more energy to make the attacks better. But really, like, the evolution should be the part that makes the Pokemon stronger and stronger. Cool. So we have the only other dragon other than Dragonite in the set right now. So in Druddigon, 100 HP dragon Pokemon. If this Pokemon is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, do 20 damage to the active Pokemon. So it is exactly the same ability as Poliwrath, right? But it is a basic Pokemon, really cool. Now the energy commitment is kind of wonky. So fire and water. Like what do you really do with a fire and water dragon deck? I think dragon unfortunately did not get there with the set. Dragonite needs electric energy as well. So, if you throw this in to a Dragonite deck, it can see some damage, but it just makes the setup for Dragonite so much worse. It's like you're gonna have to throw it in a deck where you have like fire or water, or even just throw some fire into a water deck. Or yeah, it's just dragon Pokemon are supposed to be like really strong in like the actual like video game, but in the card game so far for Pocket, I don't see it. It's just like the energy commitment is just so wonky. Um I'm gonna try to make it work. You know, maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I love Dragon Pokemon. They're my favorite. So, all right. So on to the colorless. I'm gonna start going through these things a little faster because this video is way too long right now. So Pidgey, we have new Pidgey line, right? Looks like it. So Pidgey 50 HP, Flap for 20. Then adding 2 more energy, okay, for 50 damage, all right, and then 90 HP, and then, ooh, okay, so a new Pidgeot EX version, nice, 170 HP, 3 colorless, Scattering Cyclone, 80 plus, this attack does 20 more damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. See, there you go, like benched stuff. Um, yeah, it's the same thing as Raichu, except for 20 more damage for the actual damage going to the active Pokemon, and it is an EX Pokemon. All right, cool. So yeah, use blue. Blue is an instant 2 of in every single deck right now. Really cool. So Tauros, we went over this in the other video. New Eevee with 60 HP, continuous steps, 20x, 1 colorless, flip a coin until he gets head. This attack does 20 damage for each head. So basically, it's like Lickitung, potentially infinite damage. That this Eevee could potentially do like 1,000 damage, but you need so many heads for that. So I think it's a great, little fun thing if you're gonna use it for your Vaporeons, for your Jolteons, for your Flareons. I think it's an upgrade because it's just better than the other one. So definitely use this Eevee if you're using any of the evolutions. Chatot with 60 HP, Mimic with 1 energy. Shuffle your hand into your deck. Draw a card for each card in your opponent's hand. Okay, interesting. Definitely run a 1 of. Shuffle your hand into your deck. Draw a card. Okay, so yeah, it's like one of those things where, depending on the meta, right? If it's like, I don't know, it's actually like really situational, right? Like, what are the odds of you having this Pokemon if you have 1 card and your opponent has 6? Like you would have to have an, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see if we actually see this card being used, but I don't really see it. It's like that Porygon card, like some people use it, right? Just to look at the top look at the top card in your deck, but this one is kind of just like like not too crazy. So then we're going straight into the items and trainer. We're nearing the end of the video. Old Amber, yep. So this is and just they added this because of Aerodactyl, right? So you can collect the new Old Amber. We already have that. Mythical Slab, what's this? Look at the top card of your deck. If that card is a psychic Pokemon, put it into your hand. If it is not a psychic Pokemon, put it on the dot. Oh, okay. So we have card draw for psychic. All right, that is it for every. No, okay. So it seems like psychic got a new card draw item. That's actually really good, but also it has to be a psychic Pokemon. So if you're like drawing your Professor's Research or your Sabrina's, they go to the bottom of the deck. Arguably, let's see, where was that Pokemon with the the Sigilif, right? Where you just do 10 damage and you draw. I would honestly just use that instead of adding this to the deck. Or if you really want to pull all of your deck and you have some like crazy combo that you need to pull really fast in the beginning of the game, then this is what you do. Cool item, yeah, I think I remember it in the card game like a long time ago. I think they had a version of it. I think actually every single type had one of these in the actual card game like a long time ago. Cool, yeah. So card, some draw mechanics for psychic, pretty cool. Pokemon Flute, put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile. Okay, so the translation was correct. All right, cool. Into their bench. Yeah, so let's just say they have a basic Pokemon that you can snipe. I think this is why this card is in this set right now, right? So basic Pokemon, obviously like relatively low HP, and if you have like a Raichu setup and one of those other 5 like sniping Pokemons, then you could just easily take the game with this card. So fits perfectly in the deck where the bench Pokemon get damaged. So if you're running like those Raichus, put this in there, and then you can get an extra prize point relatively quick, depending on the basic Pokemon. Pretty cool. Blue we already know of. Yep, use this card in this meta now because everything is going to get hit in your bench, and you need the survivability of this. This will probably replace one Sabrina or one Oak, right? So I think you run two blues now, and you want to run one Oak and one Sabrina or a Giovanni or something. Yeah, this card is needed now. There's a reason why they made this. So put two of in all your decks. Trust me, you're gonna need it. But okay, so this is new, a new supporter, Budding Expeditioner. Put your Mew EX in the active spot into your hand. Okay, so it's like a Koga for Mew. All right, cool. All right, so if it's like taking damage, yeah, that's actually really good. Because it saves Mew. You can't get any, yeah. So if you're running Mew, then you put this card in there, and if you have it in your hand, you can save it from it dying and you losing 2 prize points. And it seems like the last card now is Leaf, which we already know about, and it is taking 2 retreat costs less from your active Pokemon. Yeah, really good. So if you're running bulky Pokemon, with like 4 or 3 retreat costs, use this in your deck to for a little bit of tech. So that is it, and we're gonna go real quick through the full arts because everything got uploaded here on Poke Beach. So I'm just taking a quick look at the full arts. That's cool. I like all the executors, the Vileplume. That's dope. This is beautiful. Look at that, dude. I love it's like old Japanese art style. Really, really cool. And they have dude, that's so cool. I want this. I want this so bad because that's the first deck I'm gonna build. It's like a superior ramp deck. So landed. Okay, so like your 3D like little Pokemon printed cards, which they have a lot of. Vaporeon we already saw. This where we already saw. More Shadow we already saw. Nice, cool. So a full art Celebi EX, very dope. A full art Gyarados EX at a 2 gold star. Alright, sorry, 2 gold stars, yep. Then we have a 2 gold star Mew EX. Dude, Mew's so adorable. Like, look at him. Look at his tiny hands, man. Like, so cute. And then we have Aerodactyl EX 2 gold star. Okay. God, I'm going to spend so much money on this game now. Pidgeot EX. All right. So we only had, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 EX cards added to the game. And then the supporters in a full Budding Expeditioner. And then blue. Cool. Awesome. Leaf. And we have a 2 gold star with a rainbow border full art Mew EX. Aw, he's so lonely, but so cute. And then the Aerodactyl EX. Oh, cool. Look at that. I like how it's like, is that supposed to be like carved into a cave? It looks like it. That's cool art. All right, so we got a rainbow border with a Aerodactyl EX. And we have another immersive art. Okay, in Celebi EX with the 3 gold star. All right. And then we have, so do we only have 1 gold star? Oh, sorry, 1 gold crown Pokemon. Okay, yeah. So it's either immersive Celebi and a gold crown for the Mew EX, and then the rest is just this stuff. Alrighty, so wow, this video went a lot longer than I expected it. So thanks guys for your patience. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna start earning my hourglasses, doing some pack openings. Yep, so stay tuned. We're going to do some videos and some streams on the new set. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for staying till the end. I greatly appreciate your support. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I hope you have all a wonderful day.